But everyone, thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the Preacha-OK. Well, this video, actually, I had started it while I was on my cruise. But during that time, I had not reconnected with this couple that I've been chit chatting with recently. And, we've just been chit chatting. It's a couple from like 8 years ago. You know what I mean? And this is the year of my eight, you know. And then even my Carson turns 8 years old this year. So this is just an interesting, year. And like I was saying, back in 2016, I believe it was 2016, 8 years ago, I pressed the pause button on this couple. Not because, you know, anything bad happened, nothing like that. It's just that my life was just very chaotic at the time. There was just way too much going on. So before I ruin a good thing, let me get myself together. Let me get myself together. And the beauty of it you know, this was, is a couple that the people in my life knew about, was aware of, included in my time of discovery. You know, the point of opening my marriage was to honor and respect the fact that my husband had voids in his heart. He did not want to commit to me in ways that reflected the ways that I committed to him. Those are the ways that you create debt in your marriage, that legal certificate, the legal marriage certificate does not address alone. That's where prenups come in, relationship agreements and things to protect individual assets and shared assets. Because if you think about it, it takes two lungs, a left and a right lung, to create the air breath of life that travels through one, let's just say, throat, neck. It speaks out of one mouth, you know, but it also exits out of a left and right nostril. So people that are, legally married should be speaking the same language. They tend to, you know, but they do have separate breaths. They do have separate lives, so to speak, a male life and a female life, so to speak, if you will. So back to me. I'm on this cruise ship accepting the transition in my life. You know, this past summer, my ex actually legally married the woman that he secretly left me for. He had many other women, throughout our marriage that I had to manage. And I managed those women very well. I have no history of fighting women, arguing with women. I have gone to church with these women. I have shared holidays with these women. These women have lived in my home. You know, I have never had this man to myself, ever. But then he still chose to secretly hide a whole neighbor, a neighbor next door somewhere across the street, I don't know. Just some white woman in our neighborhood. Easy access, a nurse. Yes, I'm calling it out because we had an open marriage because he was living a single man's life anyway. After I had overcommitted, overcommitting, meaning that I agreed to do things because he was my husband and we were in church and all other type of manipulations, you know. I fell for that stuff. I was a silly woman, obviously laden with a bunch of burdens, sins, misinformation. You know, I take responsibility and I hold myself accountable. But I also have the right to call out his bullshit too. This is a two-way street. Remember Stacy Lattisaw, y'all? I'm 55, y'all, so you know, Stacy Lattisaw. I found love on a two-way street. But when there's a wreck, guess what? The same two got to pay for the accident. So as I call myself out as a silly woman, a quote unquote trophy wife, you know, set myself up, set my children up to be just ran through legally in marriage. So, here I am on this cruise celebrating my 55th year, 55th year, while he's marrying his secret lover. And I'm free. I have liberty. I'm 55. I'm healthy. You know, and I started this video then saying, hey, now I'm in love with the Lord again. It's just Most High and I, you know, the ex is gone. He left. He saved himself. That's what he was saying. He saved himself. Running to a white woman was his salvation, y'all. That was his salvation. He got it. I cannot stop nobody. I cannot stop anybody. I would never even try to stop anyone from their salvation. I'm just asking for the same courtesy. My salvation is to love my way, open, honest, no secrets, maybe some privacy. I think privacy is reasonable for anybody. Who wants to use the bathroom with the door open? I don't want to use the bathroom with the door open. I don't. Now, I do like taking showers with people. I do. I like taking showers with my lovers. I like buddy showers with my lovers. But with the door closed, the bathroom door will still be closed. Just because you know I'm polyamorous, just because you know I'm legally married to one person and monogamous, just because you attended my wedding and saw that I walked down the aisle and got married to a man, and that man married me monogamously, or in my case currently, I may be pursuing a couple. I am in conversation with a couple, a married couple, by choice. Both of them know me already. We've already had knowings of each other from 8 years ago, but we're unpausing that and rediscovering each other again. And I like it. And it came from an honest place on my part. And I will continue to move that way, no matter how my exes move, no matter what they do as men. They're exes. I'm free. They're legally married to other people, both of them. I have two ex husbands, legally, that is. To me, there are other types of spouses: spiritual, natural, legal. There's types of spouses. I like it when I get all of it. I like when I get all of it. And to me, legal is not limited to walking down the aisle in certain outfits, you know, putting on a show for everybody. Now, I enjoy putting on a show. I am a performer. So, yes, I will have as many weddings as I can. Okay. I went to like 3 proms in high school. I love putting on a show. I love getting dressed up. Yes, absolutely. But that is not the only way that I can show that I am committed to my lovers. We can buy land together with deeds. We can buy property together, yachts and stuff and islands and things together without ever recording a legal marriage anywhere. I'd rather have legal land with somebody. If I'm going to have something on record somewhere, let it be land. Okay, let's have a deed. Let's create a nation of people and everybody have lots and pay us the taxes. Okay, that's the kind of marriage I'm talking about. All this other, American black and white, dun 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 dun, walk down the aisle bullshit is fun. Yes, exciting. But at the end of the day, people are broke, fighting over assets because of who they want to have sex with. I'm over that. I know who I want to have sex with, and I know who I want to do business with, and I know what I want to leave my children generationally. I want to leave my children their own nation and a network of nations. They are their own nation. Their breath is the nation of themselves, no matter who they sound like, no matter what language come out of their mouth, the breath in their nostrils, their lungs, is what keeps them separate from everybody else. So I have 7 grandsons and 1 granddaughter, 2 daughters, and then there's me. That's who I am. That's who I am. And I've met a couple that I admire and I adore. And I love the fact that I met them based on his love for her. As I was being discarded, thrown away, considered not important, lied to, cheated on, you know, at the same time that was happening to me, I noticed this man who appeared to me, I mean, his wife may have her own story, and I respect whatever she has to say. You know what I mean? He has his own story. I respect whatever he has to say. They've been together a very, very, very long time. I was with people a very, 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 very long time. and I want to be heard. I need to switch positions, guys. Hold on. I usually sit with my legs crossed all the time. I sit with my legs crossed, but I was sitting with my legs crossed and leaning forward, and my right foot fell asleep. So I said, let me reposition. I'm getting too old to be just, letting stuff fall asleep. Okay. So, speaking of not letting stuff fall asleep, so this couple, now that I've met this couple post the cruise, I'm still celebrating being 55. Now they're both slightly younger than me. He's slightly younger, and then she's even more younger, you know. And so, I'm a sugar mama, y'all. A sugar mama, mm, a 55 and a sugar mama. Okay. Not because I have money. I'm not a sugar mama because of money. At least not yet. Hey, hey. But right now I'm a sugar mama because I'm just older than them. Woo. I take what I can get long as I'm sweet, getting rid of the bitter old wife stuff. So my channel might switch more about, talking to this couple. But they kind of already kind of, scooping me up. I feel it. I just kind of feel the scoop that I just feel the scoop. I think they like me, y'all. They like me. And I like them back. Like I said, we've already, known each other. Like, oh yeah, okay, so as I was being dumped, I'm listening to this man describe how much he loved his wife. This lasted for about a year, y'all. I never met this man. I didn't like flirt with him. I was not inappropriate. I just listened to him through message, just message. I don't even think we like FaceTime or nothing. You know what I mean? It just wasn't that type of relationship. I was just, what it reminded me of listening to him describe how much he loved his wife, you know, and they were polyamorous. I mean, she had other loves, he had other loves. They had other lovers, but he spent the whole year messaging me about how much he loved her. And I just fell in love with his words. I fell in love with his words. I never met him. I didn't need to meet him. I didn't need him. I had my own husband. So it's almost like I wanted those words to come from my husband. I wanted those words to be coming from my husband, but they were not. They were not. They were not. My husband didn't want me. He was embarrassed by me. He thought I was black. He thought I was evil. I wasn't worth investing in. Just throwing money at, just throwing money at. It was almost like, get rid of you money. Get rid whatever it takes to get rid of you here. Whatever it takes to get rid of you here, here, here. Just whatever, here. Just don't talk to me. Just leave me alone. I didn't sign up for this. You know, just all that negativity. But this man spent a year feeding me love, feeding me words of love. You know, I didn't even have to meet him, but his love words, his words of love were familiar. They were familiar, guys. And I remember where those words came from, the book of John. in the Bible. When I was a teenager and called myself dating, young boys my age, they didn't always know what to say. And when they would write their little love letters and stuff, those little letters were cute and I adored them and treasured them and would save them until we broke up. When we would break up, I would either give them back or burn them or something, you know what I mean? But for the most part, as long as we were together, I saved every letter because when I was a teenager and even younger, like middle school, younger, I would read the book of John in the Bible. And then especially chapter 14. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, chapter 1 explains how these this these words of love even came about, how they even came about, you know. And when I got to chapter like 13, 14, like 12, 13, 14, when I started getting around in there, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like just being spiritually in love. That's where my spiritual love came from. St. John, the book of St. John, around chapter 12, 13, 14, 15, all around in there, where it just talks about love and how it can be transferred from the spirit realm to the physical realm. And when it hits the physical realm, how we're supposed to transfer love from one another, you know. It's almost like we have to transfer these letters, these words. They're like letters, and they're stored in our hearts. Our hearts. That's the only place to keep them safely stored on this earth. It's in the heart. And somehow in that heart, somehow, some way, my mouth is a little dry. I probably need to drink something. There's nothing close by. But anyway, I'm gonna keep going. But somehow, some way, the things stored in our heart, the love that is stored in our heart, we can save love, guys. We can save love. You can press pause on relationships so that you won't damage them, harm them when you're in a storm or when you're in war. I didn't want that couple to experience me, experience with me going down. I knew that I had already had a suicide attempt dealing with this marriage. And I knew the kind of love he had for his wife. I could not let him try to save me too. I knew he couldn't. My husband had a really, really, really strong grip on me and my children and their friends. Not only just us, but their friends too. So I had my work cut out. I had to sever all this damage. I had to be accountable and responsible for all this sin in my marriage. Because finally, I hear the kind of love that I need. I couldn't see it at the time because of how I was being treated. I couldn't see it all the way at the time. I couldn't see it. I was treated so bad. But I heard the language. I was able to read. I was able to read the love he had for his wife. I didn't want to take that love away from her. She needed all that love. She still needs every bit of that love today. And I will never, ever, ever come between it, jeopardize it, ever. Because it's what drew me. It was the water from her well. The water from her well quenched my thirst through her husband's words, his testimony of his wife's water drew me. And she called me in, flew me from Michigan well, I flew from Michigan to Oklahoma. At that time, that's where they were. and, um, and they loved me. She let me drink from her well. She held the cup in her hand and drew the water from her well and let me sip from her cup. The words of her husband were real to me. And then I had to go back home and start handling my business. But then she needed me and she called me to go and help her husband. and, he was transitioning in life, doing some new stuff. And she couldn't be there like she wanted to physically. She was there for him in every other way possible but physical. But she knew I could be there physically. And I went, you know, I went. And then I was able to renew myself again, go back home, get myself together. I mean, like all the way this time. Now it's 8 years later. And they're like, whatever happened to her, And I'm like, here I am, y'all. you know, I have liberty. I'm ready for the kind of love y'all have. I see the love y'all have. You know, I heard it, I tasted it. Now, through experience of my own survival journey, and I'm looking back and seeing where they at now. I mean, I'm able to look back and then, you know, bring them to present day. And I'm looking at them like, oh, wow, you guys are like not only still there, but y'all got it going on and popping now. I mean, like, y'all really like, I mean, I grew and they grew too, you know. I ain't stopped them, they ain't stopped me. I ain't say them, they ain't say me. We all, you know, had to do what we had to do. And now they looking over at me like, oh, okay. And I'm looking over at them like, oh, okay. And so we chit chatting and things and, feeling myself, and, you know, you know, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Um, just follow me on my channel, my journey, as I live my honesty, as I preach and teach and live and walk and talk the same thing, you know. Now, it may evolve over time. It may be, you know, tweaked a little bit by experience or new evidence or, stuff like that. Everybody has the right to grow and evolve, yes. But, you know, your heart, the things written in your heart, the words that come out of your mouth, you know, that's the kind of stuff that's fairly consistent from the origin nation, from the original source. You know, experience may cause some, you know, language barriers, so to speak, but for the most part, the meaning, the feeling, the energy is the same from heart to heart. It transfers. Even the oldest, dustiest heart, all bandaged up and wounded, from wounds, can still feel, hear that language of love. The words, you know, no matter how much time goes by, no matter how many wars, no matter how many fights break out, how many people come and go, how many trials and tribulations, hurricanes, tornadoes, storms, and good days too. I mean, come on now. We be having some good times, y'all. They make sure every holiday, we have a little bit of time off or a little extra pay or something so we can get together, have a good time. And then when we're really good, save some money, then we can go on vacations and, we have some good times, you know, but heart to heart, day to day, it's a struggle. It is a struggle. And when you can find someone that you can love honestly, openly, passionately, unapologetically, based on everything about you, then that's worth it. Grab that by the horns and ride that. Let everything else go. Everything else is going to fall off anyway. Only those who, you know, relate, resonate on that vibe is going to ride with you anyway. So people have known who I am for a very long time. I've been out with my life choices for many years. And when I first came out, I came out like a wrecking ball, for real. Just like I did when I was monogamously married. I mean, it's okay to show off my monogamy. I was able to have all kind of celebrations and weddings and things and because that's so socially acceptable. It's so traditional. When I lived the traditional way, the Claire Huxtable way, everyone was with me. But when I decided to live open, honest, authentic, based on what most people doing any old way, but I decided to speak on it. People, decided to turn on me, talk about me, call me crazy, let me slip through the cracks, sleep on me, be glad I'm gone, help everybody escape from me. But I'm just doing what everybody secretly do anyway. Even though we up here acting and putting on a show of monogamy. We'll go to people's weddings supporting their monogamy, but they're in the background helping them cheat, hoping to be the one cheat with them. Come to my wedding, probably already done slept with him behind my back, and then hoping you be one of the main ones he cheat with, and vice versa. I'm a woman, so I speak from a woman's perspective, but this happens for men too. Women do the same thing. Act like they y'all best friend, be in y'all wedding, already done slept with him, and hoping, or the other way, she, the best man, your friends, your cousins, your brothers, she already done slept with your friends, brothers, and cousins, and all these people, and hoping that, that stuff continue. They want to be your brothers and your cousins, hoping that they'll still be, that she'll be, going between you paying for the vacations, you paying for everything, and she's secretly sleeping with your brother. She's secretly, I mean, especially if she secretly got you. If she secretly got you, you don't think she gonna secretly, you know, or her, yeah, she'll continue to secretly sleep with all the men in your life, and then the men, of course, they do it to the women. It goes both ways. We've seen the movies, y'all. We've seen the movies, and we see the men and women in our family how they act. So we know we all do this. We go to these weddings acting like, you know, this couple is being monogamous and all that in the bag of chips, celebrating, being fake, and knowing you're probably one of the main ones, whether male or female, whoever you are. I'm not that specific, y'all. I didn't been through all this stuff already. I didn't been through all of this stuff. So I'm just speaking really in general at this point, just in general. I do share specifics because again, just this year, my ex married his secret lover. I mean, so it's fresh enough for me to talk about. They the ones that created this mess, not me. I did not leave my husband. I accepted that he was just, a no good, cheating, snake in the grass. I mean, I already been accepted that. I just tried to make sure he didn't sleep with my daughters. And they both say he didn't. Thank the Lord. So that trophy wife lady, I feel for her. I feel for her. I feel for her. I feel for her. But I had to sacrifice my career and everything and take off my blinders and make sure that man did not come after my daughters. But guess what? He didn't get to them, but he sure got to one of my daughter's girlfriends. And to this day, he and that girlfriend are still quote unquote friends. And me and my daughters are free of him, you know. Now I know one of my daughters still, struggle with that a little bit, but she working on it. She'll be stronger one day. She'll be stronger. We have to love each other Where we at? I'm the one that created this. I'm the one that brought this man in our life for 25 years. So I can't be upset with my kids, my grandkids, or nobody in my life for still caring about him and for still thinking that, well, maybe he was good and you was bad. I understand that there's a transition there. I get it. But I hope that they can see the fact that he married this woman, and I'm letting them know that I didn't know about this woman, and they cheated, and this hurts me because I opened up the marriage because he made it very clear he ain't want my ass anyway. Well, if you don't want me, well, let's open up this marriage so I can get some more dating experience because I ain't dated nobody in 20 years, really. You know what I mean? And had I not opened up the marriage, I would be 55 years old, just not trying to date, being ran over like a with a Mack truck out here. So yeah, on your dime, on your time, since you made it very clear you got voids in your life after I didn't adopted two more kids, gave up a career, you know, it don't matter. The world don't care about what I went through because that's what women supposed to do. We're slaves any damn way. That's what slaves do. Slaves don't have the right to complain. So that's why the world don't want to hear about what women go through because that's what slaves do. You work your ass off and you don't complain. So I'm gonna stop complaining because don't nobody want to hear that part. So I'm gonna just stick with the part that, people do hear, the financial part. At the end of the day, my children and I are free from that situation. And my heart go out to that trophy wife whose husband and the kids' father touched them. I was able to spare my daughters, thank God. But it came with a lot of sacrifice to protect my daughters. But he did go after the girlfriend. But we're free from all that. And there is a transition, a shift that has to happen. But on my journey of learning who I am as a woman who has been abused basically her whole life, which no one cares because that's just what happens. Slaves are abused and we're not supposed to complain. But I decide that I'm not strong enough yet to be the kind of woman who could just go without a relationship at all. I admire those women who are strong enough to do that. I do. I admire the women who, have been abused their entire life and their children suffered abuse because of your weakness, my weakness. My children suffered abuse because of my weakness. And these women, like this new trophy wife situation, suffered abuse because of her weakness. She was abused her whole life. Her children have suffered abuse because of her vulnerability. My kids suffered abuse because of my vulnerability. I'm not strong enough to not have relationships at all, but I am strong enough to have relationships away from my kids, like relationships that are in other states. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want relationships that are in the same state that me and my kids live in. That's how well protected I want to keep my kids from my dumbness, my weakness, my vulnerabilities. And I hate that I had to, put our story out here public like this, you know, but we are a public family. We've always been a public family. All eyes have always been on us. We were a smaller scale public family. Whatever town, city, school system we've lived in, we've always been known, you know. So, and then once my husband's employer put us on a commercial as their very first, black commercial, we made history with his employer. We made history as his employer's first Black commercial. At that time, they were shooting 2 Black commercials simultaneously. So we had to share the first Black spot with another commercial. So I don't know if they're the absolute first, or if we're the absolute first. But either way, my ex got, you know, awarded for it, and I got no awards for it or nothing like that. But our face was all over the world, not just in that commercial, but in infomercials all over the world. So because he dumped me in the way that he did, I have to go big or just die all the way this time. I've had 5 suicide attempts already. So either I'm going big with this, or I may as well just go ahead and just die on out. I'm going big. And my kids going big with me. I ruined their lives. The least I can do is make it great. And you can make it great with me. You know, you can keep watching. You can click like. You can click subscribe. You can share my story. You can invite me on your channel. I speak openly and freely about being a dumbass bitch. If you want to call me a dumbass bitch and call me out on your show, do it. Nathaniel did the B Mindset show. He called me out. He basically said my love was weak, my sex was whack, weak, whatever. And my ex left me because the white woman's pussy was freakier. And I was like, well, damn. Okay. With that being said, I mean, I'm not going to argue with the brother. I mean, men know what they're talking about, right? But I can, comment on it. I'm not going to argue or debate it, but I can comment on some stuff though. I can explain. I can explain some stuff. But I did challenge. I mean, I'm not going to argue, but I will challenge. I know he mean freaky pussy as in like she must be better in bed than me. Not that we got like STDs and nasty women, not like that. I don't think he meant that. I hope not. But I challenge that I'm better in bed because I just do, guys. I mean, like, I can still do handstands and cartwheels, and I'm extremely athletic. I'm a dancer, a gymnast, and, I'm like, mm, I just like a challenge. I mean, I'm like, I got a smile on my face. I'm not like saying that with tears. Okay, but anyway, let me go back to more like the part of the show that people like more, when I sound all like, I'm all heartbroken and everything. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I just think that, me and my kids deserve the opportunity to be able to tell our stories and benefit from all this pain and shame since we didn't stop him from having all the women he wanted. We didn't stop him from secretly running off with a neighbor and, living a better life. He probably live in a much better house. And, she got him driving in better cars. And, yeah, yes, she is much freakier than we are. She got more money, the white life. We got hood life and she got white life. And okay, we didn't stop him. He got his white life. I'm a cheerleader. My girls were athletes too. We prepped him up. We set him up. We helped him get there and out the way. So now we can do what we got to do. Now that we all, you know, beat up, raped, robbed, bandaged, wounded, but we're fighters, you know, some crazy girls. We got the Holy Spirit. We got this love language in our hearts that keeps us beating. Even when people try to break us up and destroy us and 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 tell us we're ugly and tell us we're whores and tell us we're ran through and tell us all this bad stuff. The men in our life claim to love us and give us babies to raise for them are the same men that tear us down. I don't understand it. We're raising your kids while you're throwing dirt at us. How can you love love us down, and then tear us down while we raising the kids? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Cheating on us, whatever, whatever. But that's okay. My girls and I, we are tough. And we got I have 8 grandsons. No, 7 grandsons, 1 granddaughter. I have 8 grandkids. And we tough. We're built that way. You know, it's not our fault when we choose to love people that take advantage of us. And we're feisty. We gonna kick you and scratch you and spit on you. We gonna fight back. We don't just let people just run all over us, wipe their feet on us, spring up off of us, and think we not gonna say something. Think we not gonna fight back, defend ourselves. Well, you didn't know what you was getting into. That's your fault, not ours. We're scrappy. We may have the fruits of the spirit to endure. We may have the fruits of the spirit to, you know, have long suffering and be peaceable during wartime. But baby, when we're booted up and suited up, cleaned up, we're ready. And I think that's where we're at now, on the other side of divorce, being lied on, cheated on. People have put us out, set us up to fail, but we good. People have mocked us, laughed in our face, and we mostly just help them. Mostly. Are we perfect? Hell no, we ain't perfect. Yeah, you slap us, we just might slap you back. Don't be surprised. Most of the time, we loving you and helping you and stuff, but we just might slap you the hell back sometimes. Just so you know, we here. We're breathing on the other side of the nostril. We are the other lung. Hello. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to meet, re-meet, repeat a couple. You know, it didn't end bad. It didn't. It didn't end. It was just kind of paused. You know, I forgot about it. I didn't even realize it. It just kind of resurfaced, like manifest itself. Like how beautiful. That's just how loving Most High is. He's just so like he know me. He know that I don't like spanking brand new. You know, I like to treasure old things. Like I, I, I love thrift stores. I like to go find things that other people throw away that they don't think is valuable. Because I feel like I've been treated that way most of my life. So, now I have a really good treasure that I found from my own thrifty creations, my own thrifty creations. Discovered a treasure, this couple. And they're not perfect, guys. Trust me, they're not. I mean, they're great, but they have they have their things. Just like I do. Y'all see me, I don't hide my stuff, you know. And there's some great things about me, it is. But, I got my stuff, y'all. Ooh, Jesus. But, you know, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for consistency. And these people they're consistent. They're consistent. And they're not ashamed of me. They're not ashamed of me. They don't agree with me on some stuff, but they're not ashamed of me either. And I like that. I'm different, and I know that. People commit to me because I'm different, but then they abandon me because I'm different. And I had to learn that at a very early age. I did learn that at a very early age that people will love me and then turn around and leave me. And it's okay. I mean, I don't want to force anybody to do anything. I don't want to be forced to do nothing at all. I love to choose. I love to choose to want somebody. And I love it when people choose to want me every day. And one day, if you stop, it's okay. I mean, we're both going to continue to breathe. It's okay. So that's why it don't make sense to overcommit. Like, don't force me to be with you by making me adopt kids. Don't make me, just don't tie me down. I want you because I want you. I don't have to be tied down to want somebody for the rest of my life. I can want you for the rest of my life without being tied down to you. I can want you for the rest of my life and you don't ever necessarily give me anything. I can want you because you have water. I can want you because you offer your cup. Your water in your cup is who you are. That is who you are. Your water in your cup. That is who you are. And as long as you're with me, I'm drinking. I can sip. As long as you're with me, you can swim. You can sip my water. I have my own water. I have my own. That's why you like me too, because I have water. Our water may come from the same well. Mine's is called Jacob's at the end of the day. On a biblical level, it's called Jacob's well. And it's connected to a ladder, according to the Bible. I tell you, the Bible's so creative. This Jacob guy has ladders and wells and stuff, but that's who I'm tapped into. And there are many wells and stuff on this earth. I mean, Jacob's is not the only one. You know, if I'm on your land, I mean, I appreciate it if you share some of your water. And if you're over at my house, on my land, I'll share my water. You can sip from my cup. But I'm the kind of woman I must have my own because I'm generationally wired that way. I have generational inheritance, like well wise, guys. Like well water and cup wise. So I can't just leave here and run off with strangers. I can't. As tempting as it can be at times, I can't. I got to keep my well water running. And when the well is plentiful, I'm able to, travel further and give, and share, bottle up some stuff and go and share, exchange, more like exchange, transfer. So, all right, I'm going to stop rambling and get on off of here. I appreciate you all allowing me to share my journey. Really, I'm just kind of testifying on this channel. It's just one big old giant, testimony of a time that I went through a divorce that lasts forever and ever. The longest divorce ever. Ooh, but it's done. It's all the way done. To the point where I'm able to live as open and honest as I desire. That's just how divorced I am. I have liberty. And with that liberty, as we all know, comes with a cost. So, what they say, new levels, new devils. I will continue to share my journey, the good days, the bad days. The good days are the levels, the bad days are the devils. The challenges, you know, the obstacles, the problems that must be solved, the disputes, debates, legal issues, whatever. But the levels, oh my God, the good days. I'm so excited, guys. It feels good to plan again. It feels good to dream again, come up with some new ones, some new dreams, you know. And some of them are not even spanking brand new. They're not even spanking brand new. They're just, they're just time to do something with them, you know. It's just time to do something with them. And it's not that I'm pressuring myself to be done at a certain time, but time is something that we consider. We can't ignore it, you know. So, again, thank you. Continue to support this channel. Click like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Donate, donate, donate. I am not monetized. I am not monetized on this channel. Would I love to be monetized? Yeah, who don't want no money? Who don't want no money? I want some money, of course. But I know monetization comes with, responsibility and stuff. So that's why I'm in no big hurry. But I'm becoming more interested. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, Cash App is cool. Dr. Leisha the Preacher. My PayPal as well. Thank you guys. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Be blessed. I will continue to share. I am at almost 2,000 subscribers. I am at 2,000 almost. I'm like at what, 1.92 the last I saw. But I may be knocking on 2,000's door, guys. And then I have like what, 4.2, 4,000 and like 200 videos on YouTube. Yay. And I want to give credit to my daughter, Lo. She suggested that I do shorts, make shorts. So I have actually started from the beginning of my channel and am going through the content and realizing that I have been talking to myself the entire time. I didn't know that 7 years ago that I was necessarily talking to myself when I was doing tarot, you know. And now that my husband actually left me and is with his, dream woman, his preference. Yay to him. Really, guys, I am happy for him. I just don't like how he did it. I don't like how he had to treat me so bad to be with the love of his life, the woman of his dreams, his preference. He got to his white woman. I'm not mad. It's a Michigan thing. I mean, I know it's you know, just the way it is in the United States. It's just the way it is here. But in Michigan, it's, really like that here. And, it's not like I didn't know it from the beginning. It's not like, it's just devastating because the door was open for him to do it in a more graceful, beautiful way. But he chose to do it in a way where it just leaves me and my kids like, what the hell? Why? Why? But that's how some people want their life to be. I like mine beautiful. I like my life beautiful. I like it to be all inclusive, you know. That's just what I prefer. I like things to be open and honest. It takes the brute out of it. It takes the sit out of it. It takes the secrecy out of it. It just, I don't know. It removes silence, you know, to me. So I will continue to grow my channel based on where I'm at now, where I've come from, and where I'm headed. And I know people say, you know, you shouldn't tell people your business, your plans, the future, and all that kind of stuff. And I say, why not? Why not? What's the harm? What are you scared of? What you had? What you don't want people to see? That's my challenge to you. Now, of course, there are things we just don't know. There are things we just aren't going to see. It's like we're time release capsules. We're time release capsules, basically. So if you just stick with the schedule, then you don't have to put extra work into being secretive, quiet, hiding, deceptive. You just won't have to put so much work into all that. If you just be naturally time released, everything happens in divine time. Okay, guys, let me stop talking. I will just keep going and going and going. That's why I don't get on here live because I just be talking crazy. I have 5 suicide attempts, so it's okay for me to say I talk crazy because it's legit. It's legit. It's legit. But it's legitimately based on real shit. I'm crazy based on real shit. So it's not like I'm crazy based on make believe stuff. This is real stuff that happened in my life. well documented, you know, with doctors, you know. I even have a copy, extra copies, secured copies of all my you know, therapy sessions, emails, of everything, all these years. So while he was secretly getting his white woman, I was secretly setting up future movies, TV shows, books, but I wasn't even secretly doing it, y'all. That's what I'm saying. I was passionately, it was never a secret. Even during our divorce, which was all online, our entire divorce was online. Never had to show up anywhere in person for nothing during COVID. So anyway, I even shared with our legal teams. When he had a team, I just had a lawyer. He had legal people. I shared with everybody. I'm suing everybody. I'm, and just laid it all out. This is all the stuff he did to me, and I'm writing about it. I have a YouTube channel. I'm telling the world. So, you know, his wife married him walking into all of this, and that's fine. That's her choice. So you don't have to feel bad for her. You don't have to feel bad for the person who secretly waited in the background, knowing exactly what she was walking into. I don't feel bad for her. She's become the face of Dr. Alicia the Preacher's homewrecker law changing efforts. And what I don't achieve on this channel, trying to change homewrecker laws, I believe other women will pick up the ball here and score. So I'm starting something. Even if I can't end it, it's okay. And I'm glad that Kamala Harris, VP Kamala Harris, I'm glad she ran for president. I'm glad she did. She kind of needed to. She needed to. And I'm also glad that she lost because she is evidence now that homewreckers will not always win. They may appear to win many, many battles, binding our men in positions and places they can't even free themselves from. Because she appeared to be the preference, she appeared to be the preference, they submit and bind themselves to her, leaving a long trail of abandoned Black families. So Kamala Harris and this Bree baby woman, white woman in our life, they're the same person to me. They went out of their way to ruin Black lives. Went out of their way unnecessarily. Unnecessarily. And the Black men that slept with them, aided them, prepped them up, paid their way, kissed their butt, whatever they did. Shame on you. Just shame on you. Just shame on you. But they don't know how to have shame. They proud. Their pride and their ego won't let them have shame. They feel like they have every right to whatever the white man has rights to. Whatever the white man got right to, I want rights to it too. Even if it's his woman. The women that the white man, the same women that the white man seed, breeds, the Black man want rights to. There's nothing we Black women can do about that. We'll fall back. I had to fall back and let my black husband run off and get rights to a white woman. That's all I could do. It's the preference, it's the preference. And we all know what that's like. We have to look down on the ground, cross the street, don't say nothing. We're going to get hung. We might get shot in the head holding our pot of water. When you're a part of Jacob's web, well, ooh, his web. Mm, mm. Jacob's web covers the well. Those rights to white women. The rights to white women is what covers Jacob's well with webs. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm super dramatic, y'all. Mm, okay. So my ex husband, he just slid in. I mean, he barely made it in. He just slid in, and like Tim Scott, they just slid in, having rights to white women. These are like the last few men. Wow, my husband might have made history. He might have made history of being in 2024 among the last group of black men that will have rights to white women legally. Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. Ex husband, I'm impressed. Now that puts a spin on things. This white woman might actually mean something. Y'all, I'm so crazy. All right, let me get off of this live. That's why I shouldn't go live. They should not let just anybody go live. And I'm one of them. Oh my God, I think Joan Rivers is coming out of me. I'm the black Joan Rivers. There you go, y'all. Y'all shouldn't just let everybody go live. But I'm here, almost at 2,000 subscribers. I have more than 4,000 videos. I ain't get paid shit. These people ain't paid me shit. They want me to beg. They want me to beg for money. And I'm out here doing this work already. I'm doing the work and they want me to beg for the money. That goes so against that one story in the Bible about the man with the vineyard, and whether you're there like all day 24 hours or you're there 1 hour, he is going to pay you the same dollar. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Something's just not adding up with this whole system. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be out here talking to you guys, and maybe a person or two out there may, be blessed by what I say. My mouth is so dry, so I start just, my words start mumbling together. Um, I just pray that, even if just one or two people are blessed by what I say, able to get out of a jam, whether you're a man or a woman, it don't matter. Shoot. If you're tied up in some crazy marriage, you gotta be led by the spirit to get out without anyone dying. You know what I'm saying? It gets really complicated. So, um, well then, this channel is worth it. It's worth it because, I was pretty much dead anyway, you know, pretty much dead. So at least still breathing has meaning, you know. What I say each day is more and more coming from just me and less of everyone who had been, wrongly investing in me, wrongly investing. All that is being purged from my heart. That's the real purge you need. Purge your own heart. Don't worry about the American purge. The American purge is the least of your concerns. The purge of your heart so that the words of love can flow through. Let the words of love flow through, travel right on down the Jacob's ladder, kick those cobwebs right on off of the well, and let the words of love flow right on up and out and through Jacob's well. It's time for love again. It's time for love again. Good, honest, respectable love. Whether it's monogamous, polygamist, polyamorous, polyandrous, as long as it's honest and not hurting nobody, and everyone is in agreement and having understanding and working through the challenges together and not stealing and robbing. On my channel, with my ministry, I don't have a problem with you. I do not have a problem with you. And when I go in prayer to Most High, I know He hear me. And if you resonate with me and you believe He hear you too, then we need to tap in together and grow together. Tap in together and grow together. Don't worry about what I smoke and drink. And I ain't gonna worry about what you smoke and drink. I ain't gonna worry about who you got in your bed as long as you ain't lying and cheating and raping nobody. And as long as you take care and feed the people that come out of them beds. That's all I care about on my channel, in my ministry. Be responsible for the people that you claim you love. And do it forever. Why not? What else are you doing? Okay, let me get off of here. Because I'm getting way out of character now.